Hey everybody, Holland K2500 here. Hope you're having a good day with better weather than it is here today. So, Walmart, not all Walmarts, but some Walmarts will have hyper tough axes, mauls, sledgehammers. So I thought they were pretty good. Here's an 8-pound maul I bought. It's made by Hyper Tough. It was 30 bucks. I thought it was great deal. I was happy with it. Overall, before we get into all the details, would I recommend this to you as a friend? Answer: no. So, this broke pretty quickly. So overall, it is made pretty cheaply. So no, I would not recommend it. Before we get into that, I'll go over the good and bads of them all. So like I said, I thought I'd try it out. It was about $31. Made in India. The handle and shaft here is pretty strong. It doesn't have a lot of flex to it. I actually really like the shape of the maul. As you can see here, it's just got a slight pointed wedge shape on the tip there. And then it's got the design where it flares out. And it works pretty good. You can see just a little bit of the wood that I've chopped here over a couple weeks. It works really good. This thing was splitting almost anything wet or dry. And because of the shape of this, it would send the two pieces flying out to the side. So if you have any vehicles or any people standing by, you should have them stay out of the way, because this will send big hunks of wood just flying. It's real noisy when it splits the wood too. This thing is heavy and will bust wood well. While I wouldn't recommend this one, I would recommend 8-pound mauls in general. Some people might think because they're so heavy, they're harder to control or whatever. I disagree. Yes, at first it can be hard to control. But after a while, getting some practice, getting that muscle memory down, you can control it pretty well. Now with this thing, I've been chopping wood for a long time, but with this thing, I was able to split any size of wood. Obviously, real huge pieces down to almost nothing. I'll show you some of the smaller pieces. This one's already split, but as you can see, it was only, maybe 2 inches in diameter, and I could hit it accurately just fine almost every time, and it would split it right down. This thing split real giant pieces. This is some green fir here, a little bit green. It split that no problem. Here's some maple. I had all sorts of hardwood maple chunks that were real bendy and everything, and I would catch the top of it, and just with the weight and force of that thing, it would follow the curves and just split those things right apart almost every time. So it was a great axe. I did use it. To be fair to it, I did cut a lot of wood. I did take a lot of hacks at some pretty big pieces and cut down my last chopping block back there. But the fact that it only lasted about 2 weeks is unimpressive. Okay. I would recommend this for probably any maul or axe you buy. But I took some this green wrap here. I took some thin tubular nylon or nylon webbing, and I wrapped it. The first one I bought, the first night I was using it, I had one swing I did, and there was a splinter in the log, a piece that was splintering off, and it hit the rubber here, and it just gouged right through the rubber. Not a crazy deal, but since I had literally owned it for a day, I took it back to Walmart, and I got a new one. And this one, like I said, chopped pretty vigorously with it for a couple weeks. I started seeing a separation here. Let me get it off. So I started seeing a separation between the handle and the head. Just like really slightly, and it started getting big, but I would just pound it back on there, and it always seemed to be fine. I thought it maybe was just a normal separation, like on other heads. But it wasn't. It actually had broken inside. So we'll look closer here and I'll show you what I mean. So I looked at it a little bit. I couldn't tell exactly how this was made. But you can see here, so we have, it gets smaller as part of the handle. Here's some plastic, and then there's a, looks like probably a fiberglass shank in the middle. And then this black part you see here, that's not metal. I put a magnet on it just to be sure because I couldn't tell, but this is just like some sort of plastic mold. And it only comes down partly on half of the shank here and not this side. So I don't know if that was a quality control defect or what, but that shattered. And then part of this fiberglass I think broke, but that's what broke. And that plastic mold there is what was holding that head onto the handle. So then if you look inside here, you can see where the rest of it was. Okay, and then you can kind of see where that fiberglass shank rested up on the top. So that's all that was holding that on there. It wasn't really, I mean, the plastic's got some kind of grooves to help wedge it in there, but there wasn't much. It was just this plastic mold in there, from what I can tell, that that held this head on there. The top here, that looks like most other axes or mauls. I'm not actually sure if that top piece right there does anything. It might, but from what I can tell, I don't think it does. I think it might be for looks or something, because that didn't move at all. I can't even tell if that goes like through the head or not. This wasn't wedged or formed on there. It was just literally molded onto that plastic. So that's its Achilles heel there. Here's a little bit better look at this thing for you. So I do like the design of it. It worked really, really well. Pretty strong handle here. The rubber up here might have been a little bit soft. The fact that one splinter and one hit just gouged right through it. And it was a good deal, like I said, $32. Very impressive at chopping wood. It again, it's heavy, but it speeds up your process because you're chopping wood once you get used to it and get the muscle memory, you're chopping things way, way better. But by all means, try it out. If it breaks you on you pretty quick, you can return it to Walmart, which I'll probably do with this one. But I would probably spend another $10 and get like some other well-known brand from a hardware store for your mauls. So there you go, just a little piece for you on the Hyper Tough 8-pound burst maul, if you consider buying it. Good luck, guys. Have a good day.